What is up, everybody? On today's video, I'm going to be going over my 5 things that you need to consider when you are making your next purchase of your new grill or smoker. Come on back. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Kyle with another episode of the Barbecue Nurse. Today I'm sitting out of my pit today because we're going to be going over my 5 things that you need to consider when purchasing your next grill or smoker. If you like this video, if you're going to get anything out of this, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well, and ring the bell so you know every time I put out a new video each week. Alright, so you're in the market for a new grill or smoker, but you don't know which one you should get. Well, I'm doing this video today because I watched a video not too long ago from a guy on YouTube. He's pretty big on YouTube, actually, and he did a very similar video. The thing I didn't like about it was he pretty much said that you're not going to get anything decent under $1,000. So I thought about that statement for a little bit, and while yeah, there's some truth to that statement, I got to thinking that for people like you, people that are just starting out, people that are just beginning, and you watch that video, it's really going to deter you from actually getting started barbecuing. What if you don't have $1,000 to spend on a grill or smoker? What are you going to do? So I think this guy may have got wise to what he did, because he has since gone back and made new videos for different grills, different smokers for different budgets. So today I'm going to give you guys my 5 things that you need to think about when going to purchase your new grill or smoker. Okay, so first thing I really want you guys to think about is space. Okay, notice I did not say budget. Budget is on the list, but I do not think it should be your number 1 thing you need to consider. You will definitely need to consider it, and it's definitely a very important factor to consider, but I really don't think it's number 1. I think the first thing you really need to think about is how much space do you have for your grill or your smoker. If you're living in an apartment building and you have a balcony, you're definitely not going to go out and get a 4-burner propane grill. You're not going to go out and get a huge pellet grill, okay? Because it's not going to make sense to put on your balcony, because it's going to take up your whole balcony, and plus I'm sure the apartment complex is not going to let you have it. I may have gotten in trouble in the past for grilling on my balconies, so if you do live in an apartment with a balcony and you really want to grill, I suggest getting either a little hibachi grill or a little portable grill. Now, with that being said, if you're not in an apartment, then you need to think about where you're keeping it. Okay, is this grill or smoker going to be stationary, or are you going to store it somewhere when it's not in use? Okay, so space is a big thing to consider, because if you don't have the space, you're not going to be able to go out and get a big smoker or grill. Okay, so you got your space situation figured out, or maybe it just wasn't even a concern to you at all. So now you can move on to the second thing you need to consider, which is how many people are you going to be cooking for on a regular basis? Now, this all depends on what you plan on doing. If you plan on starting some kind of catering business or something like that, then you're definitely going to want to need a bigger smoker that's going to accommodate all the food that you're going to need to be cooking at one time. For the vast majority of us, though, we're not going to be starting any catering businesses, okay? So for me, I just like producing good barbecue. I only really cook for me and my girlfriend. That's pretty much about it. Every once in a while we'll have people over, but it usually isn't that much. So the way mine pit is set up is mostly for cooking for 2 to 3 people at one time, but I do have the ability to cook more food if need be. So deciding on how many people you're going to be cooking for regularly really plays into a factor on what kind of grill or smoker you need to get. But at the same time, you also want to leave a little bit of room for you in case you want to cook for a larger group of people. Like if you do have people over for cookouts, you do want to make sure you are going to be able to accommodate all that food. All right, so you've got your space situation figured out. You know exactly how many people you're going to be cooking for on a regular basis. Now you come to your third thing, which is now budget. So budget I don't have at the top of the list, because just because you have $1,000 to spend on a new smoker or grill doesn't necessarily mean you need to get a $1,000 or $2,000 smoker or grill. Okay, so budget to me is important, but it's not the most important thing. Okay, so I don't want you guys to be deterred from trying to learn how to barbecue because all you have is $300 to spend on a new smoker. If that's all you have to spend on a new smoker, then by all means, get a smoker that fits in your budget. Is it going to be a top of the line smoker or grill? Of course not. But the thing with that is, cooking with a cheaper smoker or grill is going to force you to think a little bit. You're going to need to learn how to make modifications to your smoker or grill to get it to cook the way you want. This is why I'm sitting out in front of my smoker today. As you can see, this is the Char-Griller Duo, and this is actually the 5030 Duo, which is the smallest one that they make. But if you can see, I've got HVAC tape all over this thing. Okay, I got this thing off of a guy on Letgo for $100. He only used it a couple times. He never even used the gas side. Gas side had never even been hooked up. As a matter of fact, the adapter on the gas side was still in the factory bubble wrap. Came with a cover, charcoal chimney starter, everything for $100. I grabbed it because I had been smoking on Weber kettles. Okay, that's where I learned to smoke. But I'd reached that point where I really wanted to start to learn how to smoke offset. However, my budget at that time really didn't accommodate for going out and getting a top of the line smoker. So I got this thing because A, it was in my budget, it was cheap, and it was something for me to really learn on, and that's what I wanted. So now, yeah, of course I'm in the market now to actually get a real good smoker, but I'm holding off on it because I just started this channel, and I want you guys to see that you don't have to start off with a grade A top of the line smoker in order to learn how to make barbecue. Okay, so budget is important, but it's not the number one thing you really need to consider. All right, so that brings us to our fourth thing to consider when buying your new smoker or grill, and that is the climate where you live. Okay, so this is important because it's all going to go back to, are you going to leave your cookers outside, or are you going to be storing them inside somewhere when they're not in use? If you live in an environment like I do, okay, I live in Central Florida, where summertime means every afternoon we get hit with a monsoon, and that's no lie. So obviously, because I keep my cookers outside, I need to have a cover for them to keep them from rusting. So if you live in like a northern climate where, you know, obviously you have snow anywhere for 4 to 6 months out of the year, you're definitely going to want to invest in a cover for your grill or smoker. Now, are you going to store it inside? If you do, well, no, you don't really need a cover for it then if you're going to be storing it, like say in your garage or in a shed, something like that. Okay, so knowing the climate where you live is going to help you in purchasing your next grill or smoker. Because if you're in a climate like I am, you're definitely going to want a thicker gauge steel, especially if you live in a northern climate where it's colder. You want a thicker gauge steel because that's going to help your smoker or your grill retain the heat during the cook. Okay guys, so this brings us to the last thing you need to consider when buying your new smoker or grill, and that is reviews. Ask around. Ask people that have been cooking for a long time, what do they cook on? What do they like about it? What do they not like about it? If you find a particular smoker or grill that you are considering buying, ask around about it. I guarantee there's lots of people out there that are going to be using that same particular brand and model. So just ask around. If you're buying off of Amazon, scroll down, read through the reviews, see what people are saying about it. Now when it comes to reviews, I want you to be like me and take them with a grain of salt. Okay, don't take them as them being the absolute truth about that particular brand or model of smoker or grill. Okay, it's all going to come down to your personal preference, your personal taste, and what's fitting your budget and space and what you're looking to do with that grill or smoker. All right guys, so that's pretty much going to do it for the 5 things I think you need to consider when purchasing your next smoker or grill. And really what I want you guys to take away from this video is don't listen to the people that are going to put you down for what you're cooking on. Don't listen to them. If all you have is a cheap piece of crap smoker, but you're learning how to make that thing work for you, good for you. You are already 10 times better than the people that make fun of you for using that particular smoker. I guarantee I'm going to get a lot of flack for starting a YouTube channel on barbecuing and this is my smoker. But you know what? I don't care. Because you know why? I learned how to make this thing work for me and cook for me, and I promise you I can produce 10 times better barbecue than any of the people that are going to sit there and make fun of me for what I'm cooking on. Okay, that's what I want you guys to take away from it. Don't let anybody discourage you from trying to start barbecuing because you can't buy a top of the line smoker. All right guys, that's all I got for you today. Everybody stay safe out there, and remember, support your local nurse.